Good morning, good morning. Hey everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Hey Miss Bambi. Hey on the sidelines. Hey Miss W. Good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's having a good morning this morning and everybody's okay. And everybody has that their y'all I'm fixing to do my med check reminder and take my medication. Good morning. Ah. I was over there, y'all, with Miss Heidi. That's where I was at, if y'all wondering. And Miss Heidi was asking me some questions because she had some information that she wanted to note. Um, and I was telling her the basic truth. I've warned someone to leave. Warning: I am warning anyone who is messing with my child to leave them alone. If you continue to mess with my child, I will have no other choice. Oh snap! You was watching my sister from another mister. Than to take out criminal paperwork if you continue to mess with my child. That is one thing that I will not tolerate. And there's a reason why sometimes people have to be quiet. For me, this is my reasoning. If you continue to do any of those things, I'm documenting. There was a person on the sidelines that we've been speaking about on my channel, if you remember, love. Um, that it literally was trying to figure out where my kid was, trying to call around to schools, trying to claim they were going to do this, that, and the next thing to my child. Hey, Freeside. So therefore, I legally cannot do a back and forth with said person. Legally, if they continue to harass my child and others, then I'm going to take out criminal stalking charges, and it's a felony. Hey, Twisted. So legally, I'm doing what is right. I've already talking to a criminal lawyer. I've already, figured out what is best for myself and my family. And I normally do not take things offline. If he'd have just kept it on me and making fun of me, that would be different. But when you start involving other people and you start involving my child, that's when the gloves are off. I normally believe in keeping it online only, right? So when I was going or saying stuff about this person, right, I kept it 100% online. Not once did I show any personal information that would be considered doxing or harassing or bullying, right? Showed, I showed truthful information from their own words, right? Things that they've said. Um, I don't know where everybody's at, Miss Twisted. Um, but I did make sure that I only showed legal documentation, public information. Never showed anything private. Never showed an address. Never showed anything about his girlfriend. Never showed anything about any of his family members. Because that has nothing to do with that. I don't do that. I don't go offline and bother people. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe words are just words and keep it online. Now, if he had just called me a fat beast and my teeth all messed up, my shit, wouldn't even worry about it. Hey, racing stars, love. But when you involve my child, you're going to get criminal charges. Point blank, period. I don't play about my child. When you lie about stuff like that, too, and it was all heinous lies, but that's not the point. That's not the point. You should have never done that. You should keep it online. How about talk shit? Roast and gag. Keep it on that. But you can't, can you? You can't seem to do that. You like to take it offline. So therefore, I have to do what I have to do legally. Facts on the sideline. They took it too far when they're trying to reach out to someone not even involved. Facts. Hey, MRH, good morning. Oh, when's Mr. MRE and you doing another? When y'all doing more lives? I miss y'all's lives. I want to see y'all's lives. I love it. Yes, when someone decides to take stuff offline in real life, that's where they mess up. They don't realize that that is illegal, not just by YouTube standards, by legal definition. What's up, Mr. Redzilla? And I'm not normally the type of person to take anything offline. That's just not me. Um, I don't usually like to involve the popo. But when you mess with my child, then I don't have a choice. You basically twisted my arm when you involved my child. Talking crap about me, talking crap about my family, but when you start involving other people that have nothing to do with the situation, you've twisted my arm. I don't like ratting. I don't like going to the popo. But if I have to do that to protect my child, I'll do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know any parent who wouldn't. Hey, James Love. Hey, Mustard Squirrel. Hey, Pam. Hey, Miss Pam. How you doing? Um, so basically, when a person does start involving others that have nothing to do with it, you kind of have no choice at that point, you know? Hey, K fam, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, mommy shark, do do. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to do it. I have to do it every time. I've been also noticing what's been going on in the beef sector. I see the situation with Miss Diva and Miss Zintel, and and Lady Nika and Bree and all that, and I'm like, I'm staying out of that. I'm like Bennett, and I ain't in it. I will say, Miss Shell, for that, I would say, if they threaten that, you can take out criminal charges for that, Miss Shell. You can do that if it involves a child. Like if somebody bothers a kid, we have to protect the children at all costs necessary. You know what I'm saying? So we do. We have to protect the children at all costs necessary. Even if it's something that we ourselves may not agree with. Like me, myself, and I don't like normally taking stuff off YouTube. Keep it on YouTube. Words, go back and forth, talk about each other's hair. Um, you know? But what I meant, I just wanted to say to you, I love you, Michelle, and I hope that you're not angry at me. Um, I'm just saying people's eyes will be open eventually. The truth always prevails. Sometimes we may have to put it on blast and bring the truth to the surface, but the truth always prevails and people will see people's true colors, even if they're trying to hide and pretend there's something they're not. The true colors always shine through. Okay. I love Rocco so much. I love me some Rocco. I'm talking about the puppy dog. Mr. MRE's puppy dog. I love that dog. He's so cute. He's so adorable. I'm gonna say this: most of you in MobTube would be, some booty. I'm just saying that some people only like to attack women and children, and a real man wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he wanted to roast and gag, that was a different story. Like we could roast and gag each other all day, go back and forth all day long. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But when you start taking stuff and messing with people's kids, that's when you go too far. Oh, I know you're very smart, Miss Shell. And you got a very good discernment on people a lot of the time. And that's why I listen to you and stuff. Because sometimes I don't see everything also. And I know that sometimes you do and I don't. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, I did something stupid, smack me upside the head. But sometimes I do dumb shit. Sometimes I need a good little smack upside the head. Charlie, what the hell are you doing? And sometimes I'm really, yes, that is true, Redzilla. Cracking jokes is way different than talking shit and threatening people. That is exactly true, Mr. Redzilla. Like, we could talk all the crap we wanted about each other, right? But when you take it offline and you start threatening people, that's when you've gone entirely too far. And making up heinous, slanderous lies. Like, that's just, here's the thing, the even the slanderous lies and the heinous lies, I would have laughed at because I knew it wasn't true. But when you involve my child and start threatening my child, I'm done. And I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to like the person you see and what's going to happen, because I don't play about that. Yep, true, Mr. MRH, especially when they start going after your kids and your family. Yeah, opinions are different than lies and slander. You can have an opinion all day long. When they start going, like, here's the thing, the petty BS of talking crap about me and saying I have crooked teeth and calling me fat and talking about me and keeping it on me, that's fine. Keep it on me. Talk shit about me. But don't take it offline, and don't mess with my family, and don't mess with my child. Right? Like, we can roast and gag each other because this is the internet, and words should just be words. They shouldn't subtract or add value to your life. Hey, Avery love. Hey, CFM queen, my beauty. And when I roast and gag with someone, I roast and gag. Like, me and another creator had a little back and forth one time. We kept it on each other. We talked about each other. You know what I'm saying? We literally just roasted and gagged each other. That's the way it's supposed to be. But when you start involving innocent people and you start bothering people's families, friends, people they've known, like the people that they even called on me, I've not been cool with in a very long time. The people that they even called on me or claimed don't really know shit about me. So almost every single thing that was said was a fucking false lie. They haven't even lived in that neighborhood for 30 years. I didn't live in that neighborhood for 30 years. I'm 37 years old. I spent half my life in Monroe County. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you make up like things that you don't know? Also, you could even tell that a lot of it was like super lies because it made no sense. No logical sense whatsoever. Oh, let me look, Michelle, make sure that well, I don't let me I have to go to live chat. Let me check, make sure I can see moderation. Um it didn't even show up, Miss Shell. Let me see. The last comment that I see from you was, sorry all, I will say hi soon. And you were talking about charging your phone. So YouTube may have not let it go through or something. It doesn't even have the thing where, because I turned it off to where you can say what you want to say. Right? I turned it off to where it doesn't do the community moderation, to where it don't delete comments whatsoever. Um, I will say, Miss Bambi, that me, myself, and I, if in case the person continues to engage with me, I am taking out criminal charges. And Miss Bambi, you also have a right to take out criminal charges. Anybody that he has called your family incessantly, or doxed your home, doxed your family members, your children, especially if it deals with underage kids, and especially, here's the fact, they made fun of my son's cerebral palsy. My son has mild CP. I've said this before multiple times on my show. If someone had watched my show, they would know. Yes, my son had braces on his legs when he was little. That is the only truth that they told. The only truth. So my child is not only an underage child, he is also a protected class. No, he does not draw a check. Has not in a very long time. He did for a while, yes. has not a long time. You want to know why? Because my child had surgery when he was 8 years old, and it made him walk just as normal as anybody else. So my child is classified as normal now, even though he has CP, and CP never goes away. Thank you very much. Hey, Miss Lady Red. Hey, Miss Justice. All y'all, please say a prayer. Um, Yeah, I got to go back and reread all of your email, Miss Justice. Um, Miss Justice's dad is going into surgery today. He has a bad valve. They have to do a valve repair, pretty much. Go through there and do some things, doctor stuff. And so, everybody, please say a prayer for Miss Justice's dad that the surgery goes well and that she feels better about it. So, basically, what today is, I'm going to say this: we're just having a conversation. um, my child is still a child right now, so it still covers it. But my child is almost 18 years old. I found out I was pregnant with my son when I was 20 years old. And the person who talked shat actually knew the father of my child at one time. Why they're pretending they don't, I don't know. Um, but the father of my child hasn't been in my son's life since he was 2. He's a deadbeat, and it's the truth. He knows it. We've talked about it. I've tried to repair their friendship, between son and father multiple times. We don't bother each other. I don't bother him. He don't bother me, type thing. All right. Um, he has his life. I have mine, kind of situation. I've wanted him to be in my son's life, but sometimes that's not the way stuff works out. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want it to. Um, I had exactly 3 rules for him, and this was the only 3 rules he had. His 3 rules were: don't lie to him. So basically, hey, crazy purple Kirby lady, I love your name. It's so cute. Hey to Beef Sector Podcast. I'm trying to make sure I said hey to everybody. Y'all know I love saying hey to everybody. Um, I gave him 3 rules basically. Don't lie to him. Don't come around while you're drinking or on drugs. And if you're gonna do something, do it. Don't promise him like you're gonna do something, then don't do it, because that breaks his heart, right? That was the only 3 rules. He had an open door policy, which means all he has to do is call me and tell me when he wants to come see him. That's all he had to do. Um, you know, and he had that. He knows it. The only time I did ban him from seeing him, and he knows this, and he'll tell you this himself, was there was one time that he got involved with some drugs. And I told him, until you get clean, I don't want, because here's the thing, it wasn't just for my son's protection. It was also because you don't want your kid to see their other parent like that, right? And then the kids asking question of, why is this way and that way? You don't want them to see their other parent while they're on drugs or drinking. You don't want them to see that, because you don't want them to see the bad sides, right? You only want them to see their parent in a good way. I've never disparaged him to his son, ever. You know what I'm saying? Never told him about the situation of when me and his dad were dating and how he did me. I never told him about the PTSD. Never told him about the alcohol abuse. Never told him about none of that, because that's none of my son's business. That's some grown up situations, and you keep children out of grown up situations. So today, what I thought a little bit is I could tell a little bit of my story. I was 19 years old when I got with the father of my child. He was 21. We had a 3-year age gap. He was fixing to turn 22. And our birthday is literally like one day apart. Um, and I found out on my 20th birthday, 6 months after we got together, 8 months, something like that, after we got together, that I was pregnant. During my pregnancy, which they can make fun of me of why I have a belly roll, I got sick, and my immune system started attacking my body, and I almost lost my child at 5 months pregnant. My ex was in jail. Yeah, I chose a winner. Woohoo! Because I was the good girl who proverbially went with the bad boy. Let me say this for those out there: don't do it. Not unless, you know, not unless they're ready to change. You get what I'm saying? Not unless they're ready to change. Because, he was still doing bad boy things, and I shouldn't have been a part of that. I was proverbially the good girl, never got in trouble, went to school. I was the type of kid that if I even so much got in trouble, I would cry, right? I was the good little kid. I'll admit I was the teacher's pet. You get what I'm saying? I admit. Twin Mama was on. Wait, I was on there. Wasn't I? No, was I asleep, y'all? I think I must have been asleep during that. Yep, I had to have been. I had to have been laying down, y'all. I had to have been laying down because I do not remember. I didn't see that live. I might have to go back and watch it. Um, I was asleep. Yeah, it was late. I was in bed. Michelle, me and you, we got to go to bed. We can't be doing all that. We got to have our sleep. But to get back to the story, I almost lost my life, and so did my son. My son's a miracle child, if you didn't know. My son was a 27 weeker. I went into labor at 27. He was born at 28. I stayed in the hospital for about a week. When they were transferring me, I don't know if you know this, but where I live, if they transfer you to another place, that means it's pretty much you're not going to make it, right? They sent me down there because of that. They were going to do a liver biopsy while I was pregnant and to try to get information. And then I was supposed to be sent back, but I ended up going into labor that night because my medication stopped working to stop my labor, right? And so I literally, my liver went into complete failure. And it took me 6 to 8 months after I had him for my liver to get better. It was almost a full year. I didn't get released from the liver doctor for at least 2 years. And they told me, all the rules and regulations of what I'd have to do for the rest of my life. Hold on just a minute, guys. So, my son was born that night. Basically, when I got to the other hospital, um, I was going, it was a 6 hour drive, so my medication had wore off, right? 4 hour drive. I was in the room where they put the little monitors on you, and I told him, I said, I'm having contractions and I'm not supposed to. I need my medicine. Please get me my medicine. I don't need to go into labor. I'm only 28 weeks. They laughed because they thought I had gained so much excess fluid on my pregnancy that I looked like I was 9 months pregnant with triplets. But technically, it was one baby. And I was not a big person before I got pregnant. I was in a size 8 jeans before I got pregnant. So, as that tells you anything, um, and probably somewhere around the 6 month mark, um, right after that head cold is when I started gaining the excess fluid, and my doctors couldn't catch it because you only go once a month at that point. You don't start going every 2 weeks until you're 7 months. To tell you how far along, I didn't even get to take the dreaded sugar test to see if I, had diabetes. I didn't get to take that test because I wasn't 7 months yet, right? And you start taking that test around that time. So I didn't even get to take the dreaded sugar test. And all women who have had kids or you have children in your life and you know about it, pregnancy, y'all know what the dreaded sugar test is. I didn't even get to I didn't even get to take it. Um and my son was born that night. Um, they still they made my instance a case study at a university hospital, and there's a reason why. I was a healthy 20-year-old patient who didn't do drugs, went to her doctor every month, only took the medications the doctors told me to. Very, supposed to have been a normal pregnancy, right? That shouldn't have happened, but it did. So they used my story as a case study to help the new doctors learn something and to teach. They use it for teaching purposes because technically I never got a diagnosis of why it happened. I didn't have the HELP syndrome. I didn't have this, that, and the next thing. They tested me for everything under the sun and everything came back negative. To this day, the only thing, and there was only one person that literally said what it was. And it was my doctor. Hold on, let me read what you said. Yeah, I don't. Me, myself, and I, Miss Shout, I'm the same way. Don't screw over my friends. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. I'm not. You're not gonna be cool with me after that. No, no, don't do that stuff. That's just bad. But with the situation, they still, to this day, the only person who tried to come up with an explanation was my liver doctor, and he's the only one that tried to piece it together. And the doctor said that when I got the head cold when I was 5 months, the only thing that they can think of is that my immune system tried to attack baby. And that usually ends up in miscarriage, right? But baby protected themselves by creating excess fluid. The excess fluid kept growing because the white, blood cells they were trying to attack. So it was like a war was going on inside my body, and the excess fluid is what caused the liver, bearing down on the liver, to go bad. And I went into full liver failure almost. I was right there at that point. I was completely jaundiced and I almost didn't make it. And they told my entire family, called them all in and said she's not going to make it. If she does, when she goes into labor because of this issue, she's going to bleed out. She's not going to make it. I had an amnistotesis done where they stuck a needle, not a normal one, that was basically from the length of your hand all the way up to your elbow, stuck into me to drain the fluid. They had to do special paperwork, and it was awful. And I'm gonna tell you something: the pain from it, I would rather have another child. I didn't even know I was screaming because my body went into shock, but I was screaming and didn't know it because my body went into complete shock. And um, when I had him that night, thank God, he was only on the ventilator for 7 hours and then was transferred to a CPAP machine. He was supposed to stay in a hospital for an entire 3 months. He only stayed for 2. He met every one of his milestones normally, all the way up until it got time to walk. And he would only take 3 or 4 steps and then fall. So I knew something was up. I knew he had surgery at 3 months old. A lot of kids who stay in the NICU for a very long time wind up with the eye disease that is called retinal detachment, because the warm air they have to put on the baby to keep their temperature up causes the blood vessels in their eyes to get too big and can detach their retina from the eye. So they have to do laser surgery. My son had laser surgery when he wasn't but 2 months. He was 2 fisting to be 3 months old, and he only weighed 4 pounds and 11 ounces. Do you know how scary that is? Knowing your child is going into surgery and they don't even weigh 5 pounds. Do you know how freaky scary that is? And he should have actually been smaller than what he was. They told me he was measuring a pound and he wasn't going to weigh a pound. My son came out 3 pounds 2 ounces and dropped down to 2 pounds 4 ounces. He was way bigger than what they said he was going to be. It is very horrifying, very scary. And when you're told every time you walk out of that hospital, this may be the last time you see your child, you hit your knees every day. Do you know how much I was begging God, take me, Lord, but please let him live? Do what you got to do to me. I had to sign paperwork to state he was the patient and not me. Don't save me unless it's going to save him. Pretty much, if I do pass away, put me on life support until he's ready to be born. Keep me alive on machines until he's ready to be born. Do what you got to do to save him. I had to sign my own paperwork to say that my life doesn't matter, his does. Because I don't know if you know this, but when a pregnant woman goes in and something's wrong with baby and mother, they always treat the mother first, not the baby. If you want it the other way around, you have to sign paperwork for that, that you're not the main patient, they are. I had to sign that paperwork. Um, and then when my son was born, it was scary. That night, I kept telling them, I'm having contractions. I'm having contractions. They laughed and said, no, you're not. If you were having contractions, we'd see it on your monitor. Guess what? My monitor didn't work. I came there during shift change. They didn't give me my medicine. By the time the shift change changed and they come and check me in 5.5 hours, I went from not being dilated from where they took the fluid off of me to 8.5 centimeters dilated within 6 hours. My son was born that night. My labor went extremely fast. Didn't get an epidural, none of that stuff, obviously. It went too quick. So I had my son naturally. Did not have a C-section because I was too far dilated, if that makes sense. It was too far gone by the time they caught me. So thank God my son's here. Thank God nothing else worse happened. They thought they was going to have to take me to the OR after I gave birth to him to have a complete hysterectomy if the bleeding didn't stop. But eventually it did. Thank you, God. But we thought I was going to have to go to the OR to stop the bleeding. What they said would happen did happen, but my body, thank God, did clot. See, when you go into liver failure, this is what a lot of people don't know. Your liver is responsible for the clotting in your blood. So, what happens after a woman gives birth? She bleeds, right? What happens if your body can't clot? What happens if your body cannot clot? You'll bleed out, right? That was what they were saying was going to happen to me. But thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, for saving me. If you don't believe in miracles, hi. You don't believe in miracles, look at my son. Hi. He's almost 18 years old. You know, he's got a few months, and I'm not looking forward to 18 because I'm gonna, I am looking forward to it, but not really. I want my kid to be little again. I miss those young ages. I miss those little sweet words, and now he's got this deep voice. But I wanted to tell my story before somebody else tries to lie and tell my story for me. Before they try to lie and say stuff, right? The truth about the matter is, my son was diagnosed when he was 2 years old, or he was a little over a year old, because I was a vigilant mother. He got diagnosed with mild cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy only affected him physically. But because of being, a physical disability, they would have tried to put my child in special education. My child's too brilliant for that. He's already reading on a collegiate level and has been since he was 7, 8 years old. And I don't know if you know anything, but yeah, there's a lot that us women go through with that situation. So yes, I will have that skin flap, uh, fat roll thing I have for the rest of my life. It won't go away because I had a thing with my pregnancy and I don't regret it one bit. Yes, my son had to learn to walk. Yes, I had to do stretches on him that were evil and awful. And we had to go through physical and occupational therapy. But guess what? When my son was 8 years old, he had a surgery. It was 8 or 10 at the time. I have to go back and look at the dates because y'all know we went through so much stuff during that time that sometimes I get it mixed up whether it was 8 or whether it was 10. He was somewhere around. They put off the surgery as long as they could, pretty much. He ended up having one of his legs locked into place, and we could not get it to go back flat again. And he ended up having to have surgery. when he had his surgery, what they do with the CP surgery is they cut the back of the ligaments on the kneecaps and the legs. His did not affect his arms, it only affected his legs. It only affects his arms where it gives him weakness in his arms, if that makes sense. So when he types for a very long period of time, it can his wrist will start like hurting or something. But he had to I had to for 2 weeks he could not walk. I had to pick him up and do everything. So yes, I hurt my fit self physically picking up a 98-pound child with about an extra 20 pounds added to that because of the leg braces, leg stabilizers. He had leg stabilizers and cast on both legs. So I hurt myself and I wouldn't take it back for this world because he had to learn to re-walk again. But guess what? He's walking. He's walking and he's doing that damn thing. You know, so you can try to make fun of that situation all you want, but my child is a miracle, and that shows what kind of piece of shit you are. My life is a miracle, and I don't take it for granted for not one day. Not one day of my life do I take it for granted. I may have been through it, and there was a reason why for a period of years I stayed home. Do you know how many doctor's appointments that a child with CP has? Do you know how many weekly and daily things that children with CP have to go through? My son was still potty trained on time with CP. With cerebral palsy, my son was already potty trained before he turned 2 years old. Why? Because I was a good mother. My child was in underwear and he had CP, which means that he couldn't always make it to the toilet by himself. Sometimes I had to rush him there myself, right? I called him my little twinkle toes when he was little. But guess what? He was still potty trained on time. Guess what? He was reading before he was 5 years old. He already knew his ABCs, his one, two, threes before he was 5 years old. And yes, I did put him in regular school. And guess what happened when he was there? They mistreated my son. And they know very well I could have sued them, but did not because I didn't want that affecting other children. Because if I had done that, that would have took money away from the school system and would have affected other children. I didn't do that because I didn't want the other children affected. It was not their fault what grown-ups did. So I wasn't just looking out for my kid, I was looking out for others, and which is something some people know nothing about. I took care of my child and gave up my entire life for him, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I would not change that stuff. And my son is almost 18 years old. He be talking about quantum physics, y'all. Like, he be talking over my head now, and I have to ask him what it is because he's too damn brilliant for his own damn good. I'm like, what the hell is quantum physics, y'all? like, like he had to explain to me what quantum physics was. Like, hello. I've had to sign those papers, Miss CFM Queen, and those papers are so hard. And then they also have that paper you have to sign to say if you want a DNR or do you want to be resuscitated. And then they have paperwork you have to sign beforehand if you need like if you need blood, if you need stuff like that. You have to give consent for that. So they go ahead and get you to fill out the paperwork beforehand. You have to give consent if you need like there was this one thing that test I was telling y'all that I had to sign off on that because that test could have absolutely left me with lasting health effects for the rest of my life and things that I'm going to have to go through, right? Um so there were some things I had to sign off on that if it hurt me in the future, like the medication I was under, which is called magnesium sulfate, could have done damage to my body internally. And I had to sign a piece of paper that it was okay. It wouldn't hurt baby, but it would hurt me. It could leave me with heart problems and all kind of other things. I don't know if anybody's ever had to take magnesium sulfate, but there's a list of complications that can happen in the future. And I had to sign a piece of paper that it was okay, that I wouldn't sue for that. And I told them, I said, I ain't gonna sue for nothing as long as you save my child. I don't care what happens to me, you know. But it's crazy. A lot of people don't know and sit there and make fun of a situation they have no idea about. Making fun of a child with mild CP, you know, and saying my child has mental R word when they don't. And if they did, it still wouldn't be a shame. But when you listen to people who lie, yep, Senscape, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to sign that paper. Um, yeah, you have to sign all that paperwork, Miss CFM Queen. I had to sign it myself. Um, oh yeah, you will get sick. You will get sick and real bad. And I'm so glad that you're here also. I'm so glad that every single one of you are here and that God decided um that you're going to still be here. Isn't it great his mercy and his grace? See, that's another thing. I I'm a Christian lady, right? But I don't push my values on anybody else because it's your choice to come to your decision when when you so choose to. I don't try to, tell others what to do. And that's why if somebody ever feels like I did that, I'm not intentionally doing that. Um, and that's just not me. It is very, very sick what they do to children, Michelle. It's still in the topic, yeah. It's really sick messing with people's children. It's really sick talking about people who are not here with us anymore. I would never, even if I knew some stuff about somebody and I knew their loved one had passed away, I would never do that to them. Even if I knew about a situation with someone's child that happened to them, I would never make fun of that situation. That is not the type of person I am. Like there was this one girl, we were going back and forth for a little while, and I was everything but a white person. Well, I was every white bee in the book, right? I never went after her child, and I would never go after her child. I don't believe that children should be put in grown up situations. That's my personal belief, right? I do not also tell others how to fight because it's also not my job to do so. Um, but I don't like that shit. I will not either, Michelle. I will not support anyone who platforms that person. I will not be in your channel. I will not be in your chat because you're allowing that person to come up there and spew heinous lies about children and the dead. That's not okay. What I saw about playing about Miss Candace's passed away husband, not cool. Not cool. That's abusive and that's not funny. And I would have dropped them right away and said, no, we're not doing that. Hey, D Ham Show. And a lot of us, here's the crazy part, a lot of us have a story that may be able to help someone else. Like my liver condition that I have, it's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease because of the scarring and the things that happened to it when I was pregnant, right? Um, I've never really was a drinker. I've never done drugs in my life because I was too afraid to. I admit it. I was too afraid to ever touch hard drugs. Now, when I was a teenager, did I smoke a little weed or the wacky tobacco? And uh, I went to like 3 parties in my life and drank a little bit, 3 or 4. Yeah, every kid does that, right? I can snitch on myself now because statute of limitations. You know what I mean? I drank when I was underage. I never drank after I turned 21. Why? Because I had a kid. First time I've had some alcohol at all was a year ago, and you know what it was? Because I'd never tried actual, like, expensive um wine. I went to a me and we went to a steakhouse, and I asked my doctor, I asked my liver doctor before I did this. I said I want to try wine for the first time, and he told me that I could. And so I had me a glass, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've never tried wine before." It's not that great. Okay, it's not that great. I was like, "It's okay." Hey, my beautiful Rose. Hey, Miss Rose. Racing huggy. I just wanted to hug you. That's true, CFM Queen. I don't believe me myself and I understand why you said it the way you said it, but I never call stepchildren step. You want to know why? Because they're not steps. They your children. So CFM Queen, them your babies, them your children. You know what I'm saying? Them your children. Because if I had and you know what I'm saying? Oh, you go have your good sip and stroll, watch your love. I'm gonna have to go catch the end of what you and Miss Heidi was talking about. But me, myself, and I am doing things the legal way. Them your babies. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of any situation. I'm gonna tell you that's the hardest thing, CFM Queen. You know what I'm talking about, and anybody who's been through this, to accept when you're very young that you're not gonna make it. Hey, catfish love, huggies. Um, that's right, Senscape. That's your baby. It don't matter. Yeah, I don't either. I don't like a saying stepchildren. Sometimes you have to explain in that way, just because that's the way society views it. But to me, children are not steps; they your babies. You know what I'm saying? They're my children. You know what I mean? Um, and I just feel blessed that I'm here today. Every day, I feel blessed when you have to look at someone telling you you're not going to be here anymore and you're not going to make it, and you're only 20 years old. Got so much life left to live. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to see your child be born. Or if you do, you'll see him for a split. If I could just see him for a split second, that would have made me. But they're telling me that I'm going to pass away before I even have him. Like, I'm not even going to get to see him live his life. That is one of the hardest things. And then to be told every day your child's not going to make it, and you're not going to make it. I cried every single day and was begging God, God, if you have to take me, please just take me. Let my child live. Please let him have a life. And it was my first and only pregnancy. I can't have any more children because it would unalive me. Would totally Sorry about that, y'all. My internet just reset itself for some reason. Can y'all hear me good? So sorry about that. You know how sometimes the internet reset itself because it'll update itself? It just did that stuff. Oh, that's so sad, Miss Rose. I do, though. I will say this, Miss Rose. You still had babies regardless. And it's sad that you had to go through that at 19 to be told you can never have kids and stuff. As a woman, I know that hurts. As a woman, I know that that was very painful for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm so I know that that was one of the most hurtful things that was ever said to you at 19 because I know us women, a lot of us women, you know what I'm saying? We want to be able to have children, and it's a thing because, we feel sometimes that's what makes us women. Um, you know what I'm saying? I know it does, Miss Rose. I know that is one of the most hurtful things because we all want to have our own natural children. But Miss Rose, you also took that love that you had in your heart, if you would have had a natural child, and gave it to other children and was awesome to them. So look at it this way. Maybe God took that option from you so that you could be there for other children that needed you just as much, right? That's the way I look at it. Um, you know, Oh, Miss Shell, I love that you're in my chat. You ain't never got to worry about paying shit to be here, but to have fun, talk your shit, and anytime, I'm not one of those people. If you're a member, it's awesome. Thank you for the support. If you're not a member, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Everything is thankful. I'm thankful for everything. That's just me. Um, but see, that's what I'm saying, Miss CFM Queen. There's so many women who that option is taken from them, but how many children have you touched in your life to make their lives better and loved on them and hugged them up and gave you still having that mama role? Oh, Michelle, I was just saying that you ain't never got to pay the 2.99 over here, boo. I love you no matter what. But it's yeah, Sinscape. I will say this, I'm gonna keep a prayer for you on that. Um, and I hope that everything goes well. But basically, that's what happened with me is it was my one and done, and I was just lucky to make it through. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of you women who, you know, don't have natural, but you're still being mothers to others, are some of the like angels on earth. Because I've had some amazing women in my life who didn't have children, but they were like a second mama to me. You get what I'm saying? They just had it in their heart to be there for others. Okay, beautiful Miss Love, Miss Rose. I would love to hear that because I think that your story is powerful. I think your story can be very powerful, and like CFM Queen and all the things y'all have been through. I think that it would be amazing, to be able to come out and tell your stories because you don't know how many other women are going through that or have been through that or going through it right now at this second. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I allow gifting, Michelle, because a lot of people can't afford it. But for somebody else that feels it in their heart to do so, you know what I'm saying? Feels it in their heart to be able to give a membership to someone else that may not be able I think it's the most amazing thing, you know? Because what if, not all of us are in that spot where we can do that, you know? Some of us got bills, shit. And as I've always stated, real life always comes first. You know what I'm saying? Real life always comes first. It really does. Um, Real life always comes first. Now, somebody told me, and I ain't figured out how to do it, that you can gift memberships yourself, but I ain't figured out how to do that. Somebody told me that you could do that, but I ain't figured it out. And once I do figure it out, I will do that. I just ain't like me. There's supposedly some way, and I don't know how they do it. I've seen some other content creators do it, and I ain't figured out how to do it. That a content creator uh, can give out so many gifted memberships a month. I ain't figured out how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, oh, I do. Hold on. I'm fixing to give out free. I can give five gift memberships right now. I'm fixing to do it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. I just did it. Thank you, Miss Arkansas. I hope one goes. Uh, damn it. Oh, catfish. Catfish got one of them. I was helping Michelle. I will give out the next five in the next couple of days because you get five. Um, you get 10 for a month, and I can give five more right now. Should I gift them right now to try to get Michelle? Should I? Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I was like, damn. Shit. I don't know who Magnolia Queen is, but I'm glad you got a membership. Standing. Oh, shit. Uh, Brookie, I'm glad you got. Let me try. I'm gonna try this one more time. I got five more, so I'm gonna do my five more right now if I can, if it'll let me. I'm gonna try, or I think I have to wait 24 hours. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Miss Rose got it. Oh, please come on with Michelle. Come on. Well, damn it, Michelle. I tried. I tried. But I'm glad they do that. So now I know that. So every month I can try to give y'all free memberships. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I wish there was a way where it could just be the one. Like, I wish I could click on your name. This would be the more awesome thing and gift the memberships to who I want because it's my channel, right? I wish I could do that. That would be so awesome. Maybe YouTube should get on that. Cause like I would hit the people that are in my chat that are participating every day that show what do you call that? They're being in my channel all the time. They deserve the memberships. But I didn't know I could give away 10 free a month. I knew other people did it, but I didn't know how to do it. Oh no, 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 Michelle. I'm not gonna do that. No. No, 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 no. My morning shows will always be free to everybody for the free 99. Now, what I do for the members, I do have a Discord for the members, and we are going to watch movies in there. And for a few of the game nights, and I got to get on it because y'all, it's my fault. I was wondering that, Miss Catfish. I was wondering if Rick Sanchez is kin to Ruben Sanchez, but I don't know. I'm never gonna completely. Oh, thank you, Miss Justice. Oh, very Carrie's cool people. That's one of my. Oh, Avery got it. Oh, Bees on Atari and Cold Brew got it, and King ABC. Thank you, Miss Justice. Very Carrie's a good person. Y'all like her if y'all ever see her coming in, and I might share her channel out next time she does karaoke. Michelle, you'll love her because with her karaoke nights, we just have fun. Some people sing off key, and all that. No, see, that's what Michelle. I get that. Your grandbabies get your money. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Avery got one, yeah. But I get that totally. Just you being here supportive, I'm very appreciative. Just chilling with me in the chat, cussing my ass out sometimes because maybe I need to be cussed out. You know, Michelle, I be doing stupid shit sometimes, and I need somebody to keep me straight. And you always keeping me straight. You always keeping me straight, Michelle. Because sometimes I'm a dumbass. That is true. That is true also, Michelle. Um, but like sometimes I'm a dummy and sometimes I need to be slapped upside the head. Oh, let me see what Miss see, I gotta get on the Discord and I'm gonna try to stream from Hulu. Um, but I heard sometimes they block that, but there's a way to go around that and whatnot. But so we can watch movies and stuff together. What's trying to figure out what uh, 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 I'm trying to figure out why it's not posting whatever you post, Miss Rose. About and it's on Netflix. Um, because it didn't show the first part of that for some reason. Oh, I love bonus moms. I do. I love my bonus moms. Um, yeah, we can play spades on here. We can also I have Jackbox games, Miss Rose. And I need to get on the ball to do my game night again. It's just I've been so busy with my mother and father-in-law moving down that I've been doing stuff for them and for others and just went on that vacation. So I haven't really um had a chance to redo it, but I got to do it. I've been real tired recently with my health and just been exhausted for no reason. I'm going to have to talk to my doctor and see what's going on with that. But so I need to redo my game night again and when I redo my game night, we play Jackbox games, and they're really fun. So I really need to get on the ball. I might try that sometime, either this afternoon. I got to figure out a day that's best for everybody, and what time, because I want to try to get as many people to participate as possible. And so I gotta like put out a community post and see, what's best for everyone else. I love Michelle. I love your little singing things. They're so awesome to me. And I love your little shorts. I think they're amazing. Also for those I'm gonna share Miss Rose's channel and Miss Shelley's channel. And if anybody else wants their channel shared, just let me know. Um Miss Rose does content also. She also, I'm gonna share a copy. Okay. So there we go. First one is Miss Shelly Ray. Um, and I love her content because it's not always serious. It's funny. I love looking when she does her lives. Good morning, Miss Heidi. I hope you got your. Oh, also Miss Heidi does a lot of great content. And she does a lot of things that a lot of people don't. And believe it or not, she's been hanging around in circles, and we somehow have really not run into each other. And I don't know how, because we know a lot of the same people, which is crazy. Miss Heidi also, this channel name has been my channel name for a while now. I used to have my Cash App on the end of it, and the reason so was because when I was moderating, um, the content creator that I was working for had me do that. So if someone wanted to bless the mods, right? But then it kept getting me in trouble when I went into other people's lives and they thought I was posting my Cash App when I wasn't. And I got almost got blocked in quite a few chats. In fact, Shamar, the one I was telling you about this morning, Shamar Sledge, his one of his moderators popped me real fast. She's like, oh, no, undo Charlie, undo Charlie. I know her. She's cool. She's not posting it. It's just a part of her name. But I ended up changing that this not too long ago. But I did have it a part of that for that. Miss Heidi does really great content. D Ham, remember when he almost got me a couple places? You know what I'm saying? Shoot, people thought I was posting the cash. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's a part of my name. It's part of my name for a reason. I was asked to do it. Please don't block me. So I ended up taking it out of my name, but yeah, Miss Heidi, she does her morning shows before I do, and she's really cool people. Ford for life, yeah, you got that membership. You got that membership. I gave out 10 free memberships this morning, and Miss Justice gave out 5 memberships, so there was 15 memberships given out this morning. I believe Ford for life that you got yours from Miss Justice. If you would like to thank her or whatnot, I think Miss Justice is the one that hit you. Um, and speaking of which, I need to subscribe. Like, child, I be trying to subscribe to everybody that I know that has a channel because that's just something I do. I try to support everyone because there's enough of us to go around. So I do that, you know. I also do try to share people out and do those things because, in our community to help each other, that's what we should do is help each other build, help each other grow, and do those things. I want some popcorn. Oh, oh, you're very. I did start my show a little later. It was because I was on Miss Heidi's. If y'all didn't know this morning, um, because we were talking about a situation, and Miss Heidi, I'm in 100% agreement with you. That sometimes you have to shut the hell up in order to make sure you take care of things legally. The reason I started doing what I was doing, thank you for becoming a member, Arkansas, um, was because I was trying to spread awareness, right? I wasn't doing the back and forth when I was trying to spread awareness. And someone don't like that. And that's why they came after me. Was because I was spreading awareness for someone's evil deeds, right? And that's the whole reason. I don't go to other people's channels and harass them. I don't go leave comments under their sections. I don't go over there and bother people because that's not something I do. I don't have to do that. In fact, a lot of times I don't watch the lives. I don't need to know what's being said about me. Unless it pertains to my child or bothering my real life. I will have to get in contact with Miss Blaze. It's possible with sometimes she does this catfish. She's done this for years. You can ask anybody that knows Just Blaze. Sometimes she'll take a week or two off and then she comes back. And right now she is really into her planning stuff. So she's possibly doing that. But I will for y'all make sure that I text her, make sure she's okay, and let her know that people are asking about her and they're worried about her and they just want to make sure she's okay. That's true. That's true, Michelle. That is true. Just the fact that I like people that others don't like, sometimes they go after you for those reasons and those reasons alone. That is very true. Because a lot of people in the community that have been exposing his lies really didn't do anything to him, never had a back and forth with him, just because they supported someone he doesn't like. He went after him. Just because they support somebody that he doesn't like. Just because they have a differences of opinions. That is very true. I've seen a lot of people that got you know, bullied, doxed, harassed who didn't really do anything. just because they supported somebody else. I have not, Rose, Miss Rose. I've not seen Creole Lover. I need to hit up the hood table and see how she's doing because I do miss her too, and I have not seen her on these YouTube streets. I need to go check on Miss Ronnie IQ's chat, because that's who she also mods for, and see if she's been over there or whatnot. Yeah, that's messed up, Michelle. Michelle, right here. She said, I did nothing to him but not like him. And someone tattled and they sacrificed their friends just because she didn't like somebody. Not that she ever did anything. Isn't that messed up? That's just messed up. That's true, CFM Queen. Most people don't like when you tell the truth about them. Unfortunately, it is true. That is true. Miss Rose, if you love horror movies, there was one that I watched not too long ago. The new Pet Cemetery, the prequel is good, but the remake's kind of it's kind of shoddy, right? Because they changed too much in it. But the prequel's actually pretty good. I liked it a little bit, but when you put it with their new remake of it, it really I don't like the remake. The new horror movie about Hey Miss Crystal Ann. The new horror movie about the y'all know the one where he eats for 28 days. Jeepers Creepers, because the song just kicked into my head. The new Jeepers Creepers not so good. Because they changed the creeper and it looks. Don't watch the show Cupid. It kind of sucks. I think I watched it on Tubi or we watched it on something. I don't know. I forget where it was at, but it sucks. Now on Netflix, Miss Rose, there's a movie. Um, it's a horror movie. It's like a psychological thriller horror movie. And I believe it's called Thanksgiving. I have to look it up right quick. I think it's yeah, it's called Thanksgiving. It's a 2023 film. It's actually pretty good. I would suggest to watch it. It's one of those things that you're not going to figure out the truth till you're almost at the end of the movie. And actually, I will say it's good because you don't guess it. You know how with a lot of psychological thrillers, you end up guessing who the main iller is. Like you end up guessing who did it. In that movie, it was totally even put me for a loop. I was not expecting the ending. So I will say it's called Thanksgiving. It's on Netflix. Good movie. I would suggest watching it, Miss Rose. It's actually called Thanksgiving. Really good horror movie. The Mary's Baby prequel that they just came out with called Apartment. It's called Apartment. What's it called? Apartment. I think it's called Apartment. Let's see. I'll just look up Rosemary's Baby prequel. Because it'll tell me the name. Apartment 7A. It's called Apartment 7A. It's actually really good. Let me see where you can watch that because I don't remember if I watched that on Netflix, Hulu, where I watched it. So let me see where I watched that. Apartment 7A. Okay. You can watch Apartment 7A on Paramount Plus, Amazon. I probably did watch that on Amazon then. I'm sorry about that. But if you get a chance, it is on Paramount Plus. So if you have that, that's a good one. It was actually a good movie. I watch horror movies all the time, Miss Rose. All the time, Miss Rose Bennett. I do. Um, I try to, you know, try to keep up with some of stuff and um yeah, Avery, you got one of the free memberships. Miss Justice gave it to you. Well, you make sure you tell me, you come back and tell me after you watch it Monday or something, because you know I don't go live on Saturday and Sunday. Let me know how good you thought it was if you watched the movie Thanksgiving. Anybody in chat who has any horror movies or good movies that you would like to suggest, you can put them in the chat and where to watch. Miss Rose is specifically looking for things on Netflix or Peacock. So just saying. Really? Your friend from school is the dad in The Conjuring? That's cool. I love The Conjuring. I've watched all of those movies. The Nun, The Conjuring. They're all about the what you call it. I haven't. I now. Is that a new? Okay, I know about the old movie Warm Bodies. Oh no, no, that's the one about the zombie guy, right? The zombie guy and the chick, and he ends up turning back uh like human and stuff. And for some reason, he looks like every emo band from the 2000s. He looks like every. Does he not look like every emo dude from the 2000s in those bands? Does he not, though? For some reason, he looks like every one of them. Umbrella is worth watching. On you now. On Netflix. Miss Heidi says Umbrella. Also, I love the comedies too. Oh, the cabin in the woods. That was, yeah. That was a good one. Um, it was a little freaky. Some of those movies they just be freaky. Now I love Jeepers Creepers, and I hate the fact the way they made the creeper on the last one. I don't want to spoil it for y'all if you ain't seen it, but I hate it, and I really wanted to punch somebody in the face. Whoever decided to do what they did to my favorite movie system, I want to punch them in the face because it's really sad. Because it's such a good movie, and so much they could have did with it, and oh yeah, he was Burger in Sex in the City. Oh my god, I love Sex in the City. Back okay, it became, I don't know about y'all, but I never watched Sex in the City when it was like at its height. I watched it after the fact, and then it became like a guilty pleasure. Yes, the first one was better. Yeah, the first Jeepers Creepers was the best. The second one was okay, but then it started going downhill after that. You a great afternoon, Miss Rose. I hope you watch you some good TV shows. I would suggest if you run across that movie Cupid, don't watch it. It's awful. It was a whole waste of my 1 hour of life, and if I could get it back, I would. Now, if you ever have a chance to watch this show called Mother, it's an older movie. Um, well, it's not that old. But it's called Mother, and it has what's her name? What's her name? The blonde lady. What is her name? Jennifer Lawrence. It has Jennifer Lawrence in it. If you have a chance to watch that movie, I would suggest watching that movie. But watch it first, then go look up stuff about it. Don't look up nothing about it before you watch it. Okay? You're gonna seem like you're on drugs when you watch that movie, like you're on serious drugs. You're not gonna understand anything at first. I'm just saying. Then go look up the meaning behind the actual movie, and it'll make understanding. It'll understand, like you'll understand it more. When you first watch it, you're like, "What the bejesus?" But then when you actually find out what it's really based on, you're like, "Oh, now this makes sense." You know what I'm saying? But I would suggest it watching a blind watch through of it. Don't look up any reviews, nothing. Just watch it, then go look at that stuff, because at first you're gonna feel like you're like on a very serious drug trip. It's really trippy, just saying. Um Lost Girls series, CFM Queen says. But yeah, I was addicted. Let me tell you something else. Now I got to tell on my sniff. I'm snitch on myself, y'all. Do you know what show was my guilty pleasure back in the day? It was Bad Girls Club. That was my guilty pleasure back in the day. I'm too grown for that now, but when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, that was my stuff, y'all. That was my stuff. I that was my drama. You know what I'm saying? That and Teen Mom, that was my drama shows. Oh, Lost Girls series is real life. Let me look that up cuz Lost Girls. It says Lost Girls is a 2020 American mystery drama film. Lost Girls was dedicated from a screenplay, but I may be looking up the true story behind the Netflix movie Lost Girls. So there is a true story behind it, but I would suggest probably watching the show first and then looking up the true story. Um, so it is the Netflix one, Lost Girls, um, and it's the series specifically. Let me look up the series because it says there's a movie, so it may be showing me something else. Oh, are you talking about the one that's the supernatural type situation that was kind of on like sci-fi and CW, CFM Queen? Are you talking about the movie that was about a real show? Cuz there was a movie and yeah. Oh, okay. There's the movie and there's a documentary series as well. So there's a movie and a documentary about it's called Lost Girls. Do not get it mixed up with the sci-fi show. Because there is a sci-fi show by that name also. Um but there is an actual documentary about it and it's literally there's a true story behind it. Um oh, that's about the Long Island dude. That's about the Gilgo, right? Is that about some of the victims of the Gilgo beach dude? Yeah, same thing, Michelle. I used to watch yeah, the Long Island serial iller. Yeah. I went by, my man took me by Gilgo Beach, and you gonna laugh at me. I'm just a snitch on myself. When I was covering that a while back, do y'all believe I called it the Gilgo? The Gigolo. I called it the Gigolo Beach. Totally messed that one up. I did. I totally messed that one up. So on Netflix, there's a series called Lost Girls. It's a documentary series. And there's also a movie about it if y'all want to look. And you can also look up the actual I've covered it here on my channel on a True Crime Thursday. Um I called it the Gigolo Beach for some reason, and then I was like, oh, it's Gilgo. My my hubby had to tell me differently because I was so over here just mispronouncing the shit out of it. Oh, someone here on YouTube is Seal was a victim and she went missing before he married her sister. Ooh, Miss Heidi, does she tell the stories? And there's also y'all know the Mormon cult in Utah. They're the ladies who used to be a part of it who left it and they did Escaping Polygamy, the TV show. They have YouTube channels on here if y'all don't know, and they talk about their stories all the time and spread awareness about what they went through with the Mormon church and all that and how they got out and they're still trying to help others get out. Really cool. Okay, so the movie is called Lost Girls and the series is called Gone Girls. For those looking into the Netflix on the Long Island serial iller. That's crazy. Ain't it crazy how like small the world really is to think about? Like we see the world as this huge thing, and then like little instances happened where we're like, oh yeah, I know that person. You know that person too. Oh my god, such a small world, isn't it? Like YouTube land is absolutely very large, but at the same time, sometimes it can seem like a small world, if that makes sense at all. Um, she was in the beginning, but she's not been here in a minute. I think she's busy. CFM Queen, Twisted T, if you can hear me, she's saying, CFM Queen just wants to know if you hear. Okay, so I did a shout out, just to where she'll know that you're asking. That way, if she's in earshot, because she could be doing some stuff. Um, you know what I mean? See, that's a lot of people. They'll be doing stuff sometimes when they in here. CFM Queen said, "Hey, Twisted, if you still in the cloudies, um, she may still be in the cloudies. Uh, but yeah, so today I do. Hey, Miss Maureen. Hey, beautiful. You know, I was sitting there also when I read Miss Josie's books. Oh, and Miss Josie, they're doing a live tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Miss Josie's gonna be, was it Grumpy or was it Mr. MRE? I know Miss Josie's gonna be on, or Mr. MR. I know Miss Josie was gonna do something tonight with on someone's channel. I think it might have been, I'm trying to make sure I'm right. Miss anybody, I forgot, was it Mr. Grumpy or was it Mr. MRE or was it Mr. MRH? Whose channel was it? I don't know if it's Mr. MRE. Oh, it's Grumpy. Thank you, Avery. Thank you. So tonight on Mr. Grumpy's channel, Grumpy Italian, um, Miss Josie's gonna come on there and she's gonna tell some truths. I was wanting to put that out there, advertise for Mr. Grumpy Italian. Um, Let me go over here and see if I can get Mr. Grumpy's channel right quick. So those who don't know, I got Miss Josie's books. Grumpy, Grump, Grumpy. Why can't I spell today? uh, okay, now go to Mr. Grumpy's page. I'm gonna share out Mr. Grumpy's page right quick. Miss Josie's gonna be on there this afternoon, telling some facts. She's gonna do it. And so here is Mr. Grumpy's channel. Oh, and also Fumble will be on tonight. Um, Let me get Mr. Fumble's channel right quick. You know what, Gangsta Sauce? Gangsta Sauce, do you mind being in blue? I just like to ask before I do that. I do too, Michelle. I hope things can work out. I hate when people are upset. We need to get the band back together. I miss the band being. Okay, I'm gonna make you blue. There you go. And that way, let's say, a situation, you got a link that I ain't got, I got Mr. Fumbles right now. I'm sharing Mr. Fumbles channel. He'll be doing a live tonight. I don't know if Miss Betty's gonna go live tonight or anybody else. Oh, thank you. See, look, our sauce already on it before I could click on it. Look how fast she is. I know, right, Miss Heidi? I hate when people be breaking up and all that, be mad at each other. I'm like, can we all? I want to sing the song. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Let's hug it out. Okay. I know, right? It feels like we, the children of divorced parents, and our parents are fighting. That's what it feels like. It really feels like we're, our parents are fighting, and that's what it feels like. I'm like, no, I don't want my parents to fight no more. Come on, parents, stop fighting. But in a minute, I do have to get off here because I got to go do some stuff that I've been putting off for a week, or actually 2 weeks. I got to go put some stuff in storage, and so me and hubby are gonna go do that. And whatnot. So in a minute, I will have to go do that. I got to go get dressed and all this other lovely good stuff. And I got to adult, which I totally don't want to adult right now. But adulting is adulting. Said I'm not a child of divorce, but I have had many people that I love divorce each other, and it almost feels. I don't know about y'all, but when you're like, let's say that's your cousin or something, and you get really attached to their boyfriend and their family and all that, don't it feel like a death in the family, kind of, sort of? It kind of hurts. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It really is, and it really does hurt. And I just want like I just want us all to get along, and I want everybody to hug it out. And but I was saying, I think I did get off track. My ADHD is acting up right now. I got to get my ADHD medicine refilled. And so I apologize if I'm all over the place right now. My ADHD is like makes me extremely scatterbrained. But Miss Heidi, you are absolutely 100% correct this morning by what you said. And I'm given the opportunity for someone to leave me the hell alone. If they don't, then I'll do what I got to do. You know, some people ain't worth your time and ain't worth your energy and ain't worth none of that shit. You know, that's true. That's true, Michelle. And you know what? Um, I love the fact that y'all two are so close like that, and the fact that we can find amazing people like that in this world. You know what I'm saying? I love that's the one thing. If I could give credit to that person for one thing, it would be to bring amazing people together. It would be the fact that I wouldn't have met Miss Heidi if I hadn't went over there to MobTube, right? I wouldn't have met, such all the amazing people which I probably would have run up on Miss Heidi sometime or another, because we do run around in certain circles almost similar to each other. So I probably would have with her, but a lot of y'all I wouldn't have been able to meet because of, certain situations because I wouldn't have been over there, right? So, you know, that is true. Silence is deafening sometimes, Michelle, and that's what I'm doing. Um, I'm so glad that I met you all. I think you're all amazing people with amazing stories, with big hearts and great love. I think y'all are so amazing. I'm so glad I met all of y'all. I just want to say that I'm very thankful to meet the communities that I've met. I want to say that I'm very thankful for y'all just be chilling with me every morning, drinking your coffee. And you could be anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here with me. Get to know. I tried to stay up for your stream last night, and I fell asleep on you. I don't know if you know this, but I did. See what had happened was, in retrospect, I fell asleep on you, and I'm so sorry. Get to know is also having. I'm going to share his channel because Sunday he's having karaoke night, and the other day he does amazing content to help people, and he helps children, and spreads awareness about okay, I'll check my email, get to know. He does, thank you Miss Arkansas for sharing Miss Betty's channel. He does amazing content on protecting children from and spreading awareness about SA of children. So he tries to help people do that, and shows you, it may be a tough subject to speak about, but he does a lot of awareness about it, right? But he also has fun streams where we just talk and BS and listen to music, and he does streams where he does karaoke. So he does serious topics and he does fun topics. Your body still knows about Friday, and that's the only time you can stay up. I think Get to Know is an amazing human being. Also, Get to Know has a book out there for those who love poetry. I'm going to go right quick and grab the link to his book. It's on my wish list. Why am I trying to go to that? I don't know. Don't ask. Oh, shit. Cancel. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to get it. What the hell am I doing? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, y'all. So I'm gonna share right quick the link for his publication. And this right here should get you right. Let me make sure. It's called Break the Silence. And it's a book, and it's I'm gonna make sure you can get directly to his page. I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna post. And this right here is his book and how to get to it on Amazon. Um, Make sure, if you like poetry and supporting someone, um, that's a good book. And his poetry is awesome. The other day, he read us a little snippet of it so that people could get to know it. When I get his book, I'm getting it this next month on the 20, or this month on the 21st. I will be ordering it after I get my YouTube check. See, I take my YouTube check and I put it back into the channel. I buy games for us to play and do different things like that. I'm going to order his book, and I'm going to do a thing. I still have to do my video for Miss Josie and her books. I bought Miss Josie's books also. I have those. Are y'all pretty hot and tempted, sisters? Pretty hot and tempting. Oh, yeah. But I want to thank you all for being here today. I want to thank you all for sending me love and much appreciation to you all. I will see y'all on the streets. Y'all know normally I do a little bit longer lives sometimes, but I am going to be busy today. And I hope you all have the most blessed day. And I just want to thank y'all. I just want to thank y'all for being amazing. Also, if y'all ever want to talk dirty to me in chat, just say cookies, cakes, fried pork chops, chicken. I love food orange. So if you want to tag me in food orange, I'm cool with that. Just saying. Oh, also, Watchers Live is not members only right now. I believe Miss Watcher is live. Let me go over there and look. Y'all know I like to share the wealth. Share the wealth, child. Share the wealth. Well, it's not saying wait, hold on. Yeah, she's live. Let me get her live link right quick. We doing a drive along with Miss Watcher. So, I'm gonna go ahead and share that link. For those who want to go to the drive along, we doing a drive along. Okay? And we go y'all have a great day. That's Miss Watcher's link. If y'all want to go on over there, I'll see y'all on these streets. Much love, my angels. Bye. Oh, and thank you to everybody. Thank you, Miss Justice, for the gift of membership. I'll check my email. Thank you becoming a member. My beautiful saucy sauce. My gangster sauce. My gangster sauce. Um, and thank you to anybody who I haven't checked the cash out, but if you did send one, I thank you so much. I don't call those out because I don't want nobody pocket watching my people. If you send me something, ain't nobody gonna know about it. You just gonna know that I thank you and it's from my heart. And there's a reason why I do that. I don't want people to know what you do with your money. That's your money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people going, well, you gave her a cash app, not me. I don't want people doing that to you. So I will protect anyone who donates to me because I protect my donors, I protect the people I love, and yeah, not gonna have anybody do that to y'all. So if I don't shout out your name from a cash app, it's because I don't know if you want me to or not, and I don't want nobody pocket watching you. I don't want nobody doing that to you, so I won't tell. I'm not a snitch. I ain't snitching. But thank you all. Oh, I love when you sing me a song, Michelle. You can sing to me anytime, baby. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all on these streets. Huggies. Bye. I just want to say thank y'all again.
the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood till the day that I go from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood till the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still, crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them knuckleheads that be stanging round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out the street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments when OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, saw blue a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my